Rolling.
Rolling.
It's just if somebody likes to zoom you in to see your beautiful, handsome face, they're gonna be like, "Ooh, he's not so handsome after all. He has hairs."
So handsome is based upon how many dog hairs you have in your shirt.
Well, I mean, they're gonna think like if he has hairs in his shirt and in his face and everything, how is his butt?
Yo, episode 10. Welcome everybody to On Purpose Talk. My name is Stanley.
And I am Dandy.
Yeah, and we're excited to be back. I feel like it hasn't been us two in a bit,
That's right.
right?
Right.
Since Valentine's, and but it's been cool because we've been having our friends on. I think our guests have been so far so good.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are also supporting live live music. I don't know what that was.
This is a pillow. My nail got stuck.
And I hope you guys are supporting the music of Lee and Miguel. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. What are we going to talk about today?
Why don't we talk about, what we're
Get
doing?
closer to it. You have to
Kind
get
of
closer.
like talk about everything that's out there, like social media, YouTube, podcasts. I know we've had a couple of questions like, what you need to get started or, just stuff like that. I think it'd be
Okay.
nice to share.
Okay. Yeah. Now, you're kind of weird about social media sometimes. Mm-hmm. Right? Tell me your take on it.
Since I wasn't raised that way, for me it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
I feel sometimes it's a little bit like.
Well, a lot of people weren't raised that way.
But I mean, you look
even
at
our
the-
son didn't grow up in a world of social media. I mean, he saw it birth.
Yeah.
We saw it birth.
Yeah,
Right.
but like I'm super old school. Like even back in the days, that's not something you did, or if you did allow yourself to be filmed, or it's because it was something really good or something really prepared, not just like today.
Right.
Everything's like so it's got to be spontaneous, and I mean in a sense it's pretty real.
Yeah.
I mean it can be real.
Well, I think it's gotten to a point. Well, so you're talking about like, because the stuff you see on TV, right? I didn't grow up with cable, right? And we talked about this. So like, watching music for me has to be a live performance, or I don't get captivated by something. But you were raised with music videos,
Yeah, MTV,
Yeah.
VH1.
so I can kind of see how everything produced was like a big deal, right?
Yeah.
And I look at it different. Like it's funny because I'll come across a song and you remember the video. Like you go, I know exactly how it's produced, I know exactly how it looks, and that's weird to me because I'm like, I don't get captivated until I watch a live performance. When I like a live performance of someone, then I get captivated to go listen to the music. But a music video does not do it for me. Not even when I was a kid, and I would even though I wasn't raised on cable and MTV and none of that stuff. We just had regular TV. But you would come across a video or something, and I go, oh, they're not really singing, so it didn't captivate me. It didn't make me want to go buy their album,
Right.
even though I couldn't. That's a whole different story. But that wouldn't have made me nothing about that made me want to go see it. Now, if I saw a live concert and I was in awe of their performance, then that captivated me.
Well, I think in a sense,
Put the mic closer.
that's to us, or at least my generation, like that was a way for you to get amped for a certain someone or a band, or it's like you would watch all the videos and then you're like, wow, I can't wait to see them in real life, like in concert. That was kind of like they would create a build up for you to like want to go see them. I feel that's kind of like how it was back in the days, or like how it worked, at least back in the day.
Right.
Now you don't. I mean,
No, there's still people that like it.
yeah, but
They like the hoopla and the production of a video.
yeah, but it's now I feel like it's out there. Like you want to watch anything, anywhere, anytime. You go on YouTube.
Right. The access is there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a beautiful thing.
I do too, but sometimes I do have I have a weird relationship with social media.
Well, here's the thing I would see that I didn't like radio either. Once I was free to listen to radio, I wasn't in prison or nothing. Just my parents were strict, so I wasn't allowed to like listen to anything that wasn't outside of the Christian music. So when I started listening to radio, I didn't like that I had to listen to whatever they put. And then I didn't like their playlist.
Right.
And I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
So radio wasn't really a big deal for me either. So it's just kind of like, I remember when LimeWire started coming out, and I liked the concept that you can search whatever you wanted, and CDs I didn't have. And at the time I couldn't afford to like buy them all. So I can search for songs, but I didn't like the quality of LimeWire. And then I didn't like the fact that I was getting it for free. Like just being a musician and knowing how much it costs to go to a studio, it was just in my mind. It didn't make sense.
Right.
I'm not saying we've gotten better with that, but streaming and stuff now that, everything's getting regulated a little better. And someone is seeing, if you own the stuff, you'll get to see something. I guess streaming doesn't hurt me as much, paying for it. Because I know it's, you're paying for something, you're paying for a product, but not paying for it. I can't stand it. I don't like it when people do it, and I just didn't feel right doing it myself. So but I feel like MTV would play videos that they wanted you to see. So I don't know how that's a good thing. Like you're gonna see videos that you wanted to see.
No.
They would tell you what was hip. I was like, why would you tell me that's hip? I want to know what's hip because I like it, not because you're telling me because everybody's making,
No, I think that might have been in the beginning, but then after, like an MTV channel, they had like a whole channel. So that meant that like from a certain time to a certain time, it was just nothing but hip hop. And then, like hard rock, like heavy metal, or like they had different types of music. Like it wasn't always just what you thought that they wanted you to see.
Right.
They had slots for different types, even like I remember Yo MTV Raps. That was nothing but rap music and, more like the hip hop. That's what I used to watch. I used to enjoy it a lot. And then I did like, all that new wave and, freestyle music. And I mean, so many different types.
What's new wave?
New
I
wave?
think it's totally different what it is now.
I don't know. New wave before was like the Pedge.
Depeche Mode?
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Tears for Fears.
Tears for Fears. That was considered new wave.
Kinda.
Now it's just called classic 80s.
Yeah, that's what they call it, 80s.
But new wave now is totally different.
Yeah, it was. I think it's still new wave. I don't know what they call it.
I don't know. I don't think they call it.
They might
new
call
wave.
it 80s, but
Yeah, it's just classic 80s or classic music.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy actually if you think about it.
It was cool. Like they had a lot of cool, like I said, different slots, R&B, like New Edition, Bobby Brown, and like that whole New Kids on the Block, and kind of.
What was your favorite?
Yo MTV Raps. Like I used to love watching like Public Enemy, like all the videos that they would create. Like they had a story or a message, and I found some of them were very interesting, and then some were funny. Like the Fat Boys and Beastie Boys, Run DMC and all those rappers. It was cool. I used to love all those videos.
Is that why you wear Adidas?
That's not why, but that was cool that Run DMC would wear Adidas a lot.
Well, don't they have a song?
Yeah.
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 Talking about Adidas.
Yeah. My Adidas.
Is it crazy for you to watch like how Adidas come back?
It kind of is.
I had a comment on me the other day. It wasn't the other day. It was probably like a month ago, whatever. I was like, "Oh yeah, you don't wear Adidas, man." It's like, man, that's in right now, man. Like, I don't know what he was trying to tell me. I was kind of laughing. I was like, I didn't really grow up wanting to wear Adidas. I think that was a different generation for me. And I like Nikes because Michael Jordan was like everybody wanted to be Michael Jordan. So you're a kid in the playground and Nikes was just a thing to wear. So Nikes was like it for me, and I still like it. I mean, to this day, although I got some Adidas gear now that you've helped me get.
Right.
But you're a true fan.
Well, and I've always have. Like,
Yeah.
I know people think like, oh, she wears Adidas because that's what's. I'm like, no, I've always had Adidas.
No, I can attest to that. You've always had Adidas.
Yeah, I love it. You know what it is? It's such a like sporty look, but it can look nice. Like, it doesn't look trashy. It doesn't look like just like a bum, because I've noticed, especially with like dancers and the dance scene. I love that everybody can be themselves and they can dress however they want, however they're comfortable. But I love it when there's like a dancer that takes pride in himself or herself. Like, they want to look dope, they want to look nice, they want to look like fresh, And I think it's it just adds to your dancing, You just want to it's appealing, you want to look at it, and at the same time, you're like, wow, they're dressed pretty fresh, To me.
Yeah. Well, I remember you told me that was a pride thing back in the day. A lot of hip hop dancers, dressing was a big deal.
Yeah, it was nice. Whether it was like this whole Adidas gear kind of style, or like with jeans. Like I remember Lee's, and people used to make like that straight line in the middle.
Crease.
Yeah, the crease. And then like Gazelles, Kangos, and then some kids would love like gold, and they wanted to look dope. And then some would be more into like the whole Adidas, just like windbreakers, and but they or some like just really cool like baggy pants with chains, and like buckles and spikes, and on the whole 80s look, So everybody had their style, and that was so cool.
Yeah.
And then I get it. When you used to go practice, everybody would just go with sweats or really dress down. But I see that as like, that's your practice clothes. That's fine. You don't have to like get all suit up or all, But then I started noticing that kids would show up to the jams like with their sweats, and like just they started losing that, like
That pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of miss that, because before it was about, everything, the whole complete package. Like, you had to look good, you had to smell good, you had to like be dope on the floor, like it consists of everything. But to each his own. Like, there's some kids that don't care, or sometimes I've heard where some of them are like, hey, as dancers, we don't make enough money to be like buying new gear all the time and to look dope, or but and that's fine. But what about just looking together, clean, and
Yeah, like a team.
yeah. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, going back to social media stuff.
Yeah.
Back in the days, there
I
was
went
no
off
social media.
tangent.
Huh?
Sorry.
No, you're good. I went off tangent. This is, when people ask us, what is this podcast about? I go, whatever we think about in the moment.
Yeah.
Is that a bad thing?
No.
Shall we prepare stuff? I mean, we should ask our listeners.
Yeah.
We got some faithful listeners, which we're very grateful for. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching whatever platform you're deciding to listen to us. Your support means a lot. Thank you for even taking the time.
Yes, thank you.
You don't really have to if you don't want to. We're just putting it out there because we thought we'd venture out on a new thing. And so this has been kind of cool. And the feedback has been cool. I'm grateful for that.
It has been.
Yeah,
Yes.
it really has. And then watching, and even we're excited to have our friends on it. So we got some upcoming stuff that we're excited about. So anyways, social media back then was non-existent.
Right.
But it's not to say that it wasn't there. People weren't there already. You got to remember, people always want to promote themselves. How did artists promote themselves? Flyers, right? If they had a show, they'll put a flyer out there. I mean, just because it wasn't something in their phones, because a personal cell phone like what we have now wasn't existent, it doesn't mean people didn't self-publicize themselves. you put an ad on the paper was like a big thing.
Right.
Or going down the neighborhood and stapling posters,
Right.
was a big thing. And I'm assuming for rappers or, singers, whatever, a mixtape was a thing. And you pass it around. I mean, I've been watching the Hip Hop Evolution on Netflix, which is kind of cool to see the whole history. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it. And just seeing how word got around. Mm-hmm. People will make a mixtape. DJs will make mixtapes. And they'll sell it out of their car. I mean, that's self-promotion right there. I mean, so for us to see that on social media and people getting weird out of it, like weirded out. Oh my God, you post so much. And I go, dude, people used to do that anyways. I go, now you just have a platform where everyone's eyes can see it instantly.
Right.
So what weirds you out about it? Like, I don't see it like that. I see it totally different.
Now I'm starting, like, I want to view it, and I did tell myself, like, okay, I got to change my mentality on that. Because at first, it's even now that I'm posting, like, I'm trying to, like, do a little bit more of, like, dancing videos and stuff like that. I still think about it twice. I'm like, oh, should I? And you're the one who encourages me, like, just post it, just do it, like. You
started doing a video every day this week.
Yeah, I'm making
on TikTok. We started on TikTok. We've been checking out TikTok just because it's a fun platform.
It is.
So we've been laughing just watching stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, babe, I go, just like post something every day. I dare you.
Yeah.
I kind of been daring you.
Yeah.
And you get in every day. You're like, you want me to post another video today? I go, aren't they gonna get tired of it? And so this is a thing that people have, right? I mean, it's not just you. And I go, well, who cares? I go, who cares? I go, at the end of it all, if you don't post anything, no one cares. If you post something, no one cares. Right. So what do you have to lose?
Right. And then I think I started doing it more for me, and like just to have stuff. Like, what if my son wants to look at it, later, like when I really can't dance anymore. So I think in a sense I started thinking about it, hold on to it as long as you can, because later on I don't know if I'm going to be able to move,
It's a nice time warp, I think.
Yeah. So I think that was my my idea in the end of the day. Like, I'm like, I'm just going to do it, and so then my son can have something to look back at, and, hopefully my grandchildren and whatnot. But
people get weirded out about technology.
Yeah, because of that, because it's just so different and everything's out there,
Right.
You put yourself out there. That's you. That's your whole, being.
Yeah, right. I mean, but, you posting a video of you dancing, which is something that you love, isn't really you putting anything different than you would on stage.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Dancing to me is so freeing. Like, I feel more like me when I dance than any other time. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense.
I get it.
Yeah. So I don't mind it, but that's me. That's just me in the way that I see it. Now, like you've told me, if people don't like it or they do, it's okay. Like, it's not, it's not for that either way, and I get it. Like, I finally get it. And I'm for people to post things. Like, I'm not like, like, oh, I don't want to see them again, or I don't want to see their kids again, or I don't want to see their doggies again. Actually, I do. I love cool posts like that. But sometimes I do wonder, like, sometimes we're having a ball in life, and then there's people that are not. They're going through hard times, and I think that's where I used to get a little reserved. Like, how can I, like, almost show off that I'm enjoying life? Meanwhile, there's people that are going through things. Not too long ago, 3 weeks ago, my grandpa passed away, and it bummed me out. And probably you can see it in the last 2 podcasts that I was just not all there. And, it just, my mind kept thinking about stuff like that. Like, isn't it funny how sometimes some people, they're in a good mood, and then they put that out there, and you can tell, and it's nice to be able to portray that and to be able to, like, give that energy. But what about times when you're going through stuff, through struggles? Like, you don't want to give those bad vibes or those sad vibes, Like, that's the last thing you want to do, pour that stuff out into people. Because why why do they have to go through anything? Like, if anything, you want good stuff, you know?
Right.
So I think that's when I become like kind of quiet and I start thinking about all those things. Like, you know, and I always believe in empathy, and we've talked about this before, but, you know, those are the times that I do, or like when people don't have, you know, like there was a while back, you know, I came across, you know, a friend, and they were going through really hard times. They didn't have, you know, they weren't working. It was really tough. And I was posting, you know, like meals, like we went to go eat sushi and we posted a picture of sushi. And later on we were talking and she kind of mentioned to me, like, I wish I even had like enough money to buy a bag of rice. And it got me thinking, like, that's funny. Like, here I am kind of like, what am I doing? Am I like bragging that I, you know, it's that weirdness that I just started feeling. I mean, it took me a while to understand too, like it shouldn't affect me, but I am human. Like, I still think about others. Like,
right.
Do you see my
Yeah, I get it. I mean, you know, the intention behind every post is up to the person who posted it. Who am I to judge it, right? Who am I to judge if someone's being pretentious or someone's being really grateful? But it's not my job to judge it. And going back to that mentality, because I've told you this before, I go, not everybody's going through the good part and not everyone's going through bad parts. Mm-hmm. You know? And that's every day. How are you going to know? Just because someone doesn't post it, you don't know. You know, I know what these last couple of months have been for you and for your family, and people would have not known it, you know, because you're not, in that sense, you're not that type of person where you post your personal life out there, you know?
Right.
You're not going through it. But that's not to say somebody can't post something great that's going in their lives, because they have to stop and think whether you're going through it or not. You know,
right.
That's just not,
right.
I don't think it's realistic. And I have seen people get upset because of posts they've seen goes against their belief, or goes against their state of mind. It goes against their state of mind. And I just kind of go, dude, not everybody's walking your path. Mm-hmm. Let everybody walk their path, you know? Yeah. And I think, you know, I view social media differently. Just kind of like take the good for what it is good and take the bad. Just don't worry about it.
Right.
That happens every day. Every day something bad is happening. I mean, I don't have to go far. I just read it in the news and I can tell. You know what I'm saying? Or if I listen close enough, I can listen to all the sirens and stuff. There's something bad happening.
Right.
I can wake up to bad news all the time. You know, how that affects you depends on you. It doesn't depend on the post. What are you going to do? Stop posting this stuff. It's making my life miserable. Right. It's like, you know, life is happening regardless. Right. You know, that we see it more often because we can read it now. We can see it posted. We can see a video. We can see a live stream. We can see a story, whatever. It's just inevitable. You know, the news can be told by a professional news anchor as well as by just a regular passerby, you know, a person who happened to be walking by to the incident and they're reporting it too on their social media. I mean, it's just news is news regardless of how you get it. What it does to you and how it affects you depends on you.
Right.
Right? I mean, this virus is happening, right? How does it affect me? Well, you know, hey, just be a little more wary, wash your hands, yada, yada, yada. But is it going to make me depressed? No. I'm not going to get depressed over something like this. You know, if anything, it makes me more pumped up about life. I'm like, well, if this is the end of the world, I better go out with a bang. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most people get, oh my God, I'm gonna just close in. I was like, dude, that's not how I'm gonna want to live my life. That's just me, though.
No, but you have to be cautious too.
Okay, but you know, it's like
you can't be.
But you got to remember, that's not how I am, though. Like for me, it's like, well, that's not how I'm gonna let the world catch me.
Right. Like
I'm not gonna let the world catch me doing like. So what did you do in your last time? Well, nothing. I closeted myself and I incubated myself, and I waited. I'm sorry, I just can't do that.
No, but it just depends. Like
no.
Yes. Like let's say that's not going to happen. But let's say you get sick. Okay. What are you going to do? You're really going to go out there and spread it everywhere?
No, I'm not talking about me getting sick. I'm talking about me up until the point of where you can't do anything. So in the meantime,
that's a little bit to the extreme.
I know,
Obviously,
but
you still have to
there are
function.
people who are extreme and they're paranoid and it's just like, let's be free for a little bit. Let's not worry about stuff so much. Let's worry about our stuff. Let's worry about what we need to do in the meantime with the life we have and the health we have. If you even have some kind of health, it's like, well, then let's take advantage. Live life just a little bit. Live just a little bit. Love a little bit more. Let go of hate just a little bit more. Why are you going to hold on to things that up to this point have led you to nothing?
Right. Well, it's funny. I was talking to my son earlier today during breakfast, and we were talking about that. Like, sometimes how things like that need to spark up, need to happen in order for you to appreciate life and any moment and any time that you're given, because you just don't know, right?
Right. That's with anything.
Yeah.
Virus or no virus.
Right. But I think this is global, like it's happening everywhere. So when something like that happens, like, that it's not just your county, your community, but it's the whole world, it has a better impact. Like, a better impact in the sense of like, you can all wake up. We can all wake up to something and realize, like, you know what? Before the coronavirus, we were pretty free. We were pretty cool. See? And like, it's not until stuff like that starts happening that you start realizing it, how good you have it sometimes, So I think sometimes not that you want it or that you say it's needed, but sometimes it's like anything, like you don't realize what you have until like it's turned, sour.
I don't want to get to that point.
No, but it happens for a lot of people. I don't want to go back to that, but 9/11, it's a perfect example, like it kind of threw a lot of people off, and they were like people that were mean and tough living in New York that weren't so mean and tough after. Like they were like, wait a minute, being, this having this attitude is not going to get us anywhere. So I think it changed a lot of people, and I know that because I saw a lot of interviews on that. So that's what I'm trying to say. And I don't understand why sometimes things like that need to happen, but obviously they need to happen. And
yeah, I don't know either.
It's life. It's part of, what are we going to do? This is just life. Like sometimes, we're going to get stuff like that, and sometimes everything's going to be gravy, So, but anyways, yeah, I think social media has taken a life of its own. And I think for me, I view it from both sides, like from the good positive side, and then I've also from the negative side, because I also believe that it's created a lot of me people, a lot of like I was telling you the other day, never before do you used to see yourself that much like now. Before, you would get up, before social media, you would get up, get ready, look at yourself in the mirror, put your clothes on, once in a while glance, especially for women, they put lipstick on, that's it. You're on your way out. Mm. But now you open your phone, and if you're posting selfies or you're putting pictures it becomes like you see yourself more than ever now. Like it's become that, where everything now revolves around you, but it's all new. It was never a culture. It has developed into a culture because there's a lot of, especially in young kids, I see that's everything to them. That's their life, They want to look cute, like the girls. They want to put makeup on, and they want to buy the best, clothes. Because why? Because they keep posting and putting everything out there. So it's become something in that sense. I'm like, wow, what are we creating here? It can be a good thing, but then why, when we read and find out about all these other things in our young, not just young people, But in our life, like in this whole world, why is so many suicidals happening? Why are so many mental sickness, happening? Why if everybody seems to have it together, then why is there so many things out there? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, my thing is, like, I'm an overthinker, analyzer.
Yeah.
So I think about all those things, and I'm like, to what extent or to what degree is that healthy? Or how do we know the balance? How do we know, like, we are all responsible, but yet you see everybody with their phones. Even when you go out to eat, the whole family sitting on the table, everyone's with their phones. And it's not just a dumb, little commercial or that you see on TV or no, like, it's for real. Like, we've seen it. I've seen it.
I see it. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. So it's like, really, you're going to tell me social media, it's a great thing? Yes, it can be, but not at times like that. Do you see what I'm saying?
Everything's a balance. I mean, there's people who scream out, to ban it and to put it away. I mean, this is the future. This is what it is now. Marketing on a TV show isn't the same anymore. It's about marketing to those people who hold those devices on their hands. And ads and everything just changes, right? I think it's just a balance, living a life with balance.
Okay.
I don't watch TV.
No.
Everything we do in this house, we don't have a cable. I don't have a cable subscription. I think we had it once when we first got married.
Yeah.
Because you kept bugging me. Mm-hmm. And we never watched it.
That's true.
And I was like, I didn't grow up watching cable. So cable for me was like, it's not a big deal. And I mean, I grew up watching TV, but I hate it. You always heard me say this. I hate commercials. Yeah. I hate it. When Netflix switched from the DVD subscription to online subscription, that was like the best thing that ever happened in the world. I was like, this is it. Someone heard my prayer.
Right.
Because I hated commercials. That was like the one thing I dreaded. The reason why I love watching Friends on DVD was no commercials.
Right.
I could watch it whenever the heck I want it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just do not like it. I never liked it when I was a kid. I didn't find the fascination. I don't even understand why people love watching it on Super Bowl. Sorry to all my friends who do. But I just don't get it. I'm just like, I don't understand. Why am I watching this?
Right.
This is boring.
Right.
It's just boring to me. I'm just that kind of guy. And so when everything went to subscription and I can watch TV shows without any ads, perfect. YouTube kills me when I'm watching. As soon as I watch it, I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm watching the ad and the ad comes on and it's like, I can't wait till the skip ad comes on.
Right.
I just can't stand it. I don't want to watch your freaking ads. I see it everywhere. I don't care.
Right.
I don't care about your ads. It's annoying to even watch it on players and they have all the ads all over. I'm like, your jersey looks horrible with that ad. Just saying. That's just me. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. I just think it's dumb.
All right.
Just let me watch the content. Let me watch whatever I'm watching without your dumb ad. Is that a terrible thing? I don't care. I don't care what you think. It's just commercials are dumb. Where was I going with this? What was I saying? I lost track.
It's social media.
I got really passionate.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm like, man, are we becoming like Debbie Downers here?
What's the sound?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. No, I mean,
that's my close-up of Debbie Downer.
Right. No, I think overall, like,
I was saying
this
something,
is,
but I gotta come back to.
Yeah, it'll come back.
Yeah, I probably won't. Not until I'm editing everything. I'm like,
that's where I wanted to go. No, but what I was gonna say is, like, we have to change the way that, you talked about balance, but then I also have to say something.
Yeah.
When you're young and you're looking at your parents doing the same thing, like, why are you going to learn anything else? You're like, if my mom and my dad are doing it, like, that's what they're teaching me. That's the example they're setting for me.
Yeah.
Why can't I do it,
Yeah.
And that's what we're teaching our kids. So Yeah, you talk about balance, but what balance?
But it has to be taught. I mean, there is a way to do it. I mean, for a long time we weren't eating dinner in our dinner table, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this year we started doing it, and it's kind of been cool.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, except for last night. You got mad at me because I ate over here. I wanted to watch TV. I wanted to watch
Yeah.
something and eat, but it had been a while since.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't mad, like terribly mad, because she joined me anyway.
Yeah. So I wasn't that mad.
She wasn't that mad, but eating at the table again has been like a nice little regrouping,
Yeah.
and we started talking again, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the three of us just kind of. I like it. I like
like
our
it
breakfast
too.
there. I missed it today because I had a gig, but other than that,
Yeah.
it's kind of been nice, like getting together at the table and eating. So it can happen. I mean, as bad of habits that we can form, you can form good habits again. I think.
Yeah.
You know, when you go out to dinner with your family, just ask them to put the phone down. Just have a conversation.
Or make it enjoyable enough where you don't even want to look at your phone.
Right. You told me about this YouTuber. Forgot her name. You said her and her husband, before they go to bed, they put all their devices in the other room and they leave it there. That's a cool little.
Yeah. And they do it for a lot of reasons. Well, not a lot, but they say that one is for all the what is it?
The waves, the radio waves.
Yeah. And then second, they don't want to be disturbed. They feel like the room is the room. Like it should be like completely free of anything, like any phone call coming in or anything like that. You know, I did think about like, what about emergencies? But there I go again, you know, thinking that little voice.
You are a little like conspiracy theorist.
No.
Not super, but you have a little tendency.
Well, yeah, because for some weird reason, sometimes emergencies do happen during the night. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
you know, it's weird.
I know for a
So-
fact that every time we have to go to the emergency room, whether it's been for you, for Joy, or for the pups, it's always been at nighttime. Why does it
Yeah.
always happen at nighttime?
It's weird.
Like it never happen when I'm like wide awake and I need to go. Like it's always like in the middle of the night. Has
Right.
anybody ever wondered that?
Right.
That's kind of weird.
It is.
And then it's always like take forever. It's the worst.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's if anything that interrupts my sleep, it's just annoying to me.
Right.
So going to the hospital, that's like the worst interruption ever.
Right. But anyways, I think that's a good idea, you know, to put all your devices away.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'd be able to do that. You think we could?
I don't know.
I mean,
We
I
can
have
just
my
try.
alarm there. If I have to wake up for something, that's like,
Get an old school alarm. Like, you know, just a regular radio. I mean, a regular little alarm clock.
yeah. Now, here's the thing with like older generation and technology. You know, they're the ones that to me bitch the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I always like try to like talk to them a little bit. Like, you know, oh my God, I don't know how to do this. I have,
Right.
you know, I still have a landline and machine. and to me, it's like, well, you didn't grow up with that.
Right.
That was a new device eventually.
Right.
And your parents must have like complained about that machine.
It could be.
And they
yeah.
didn't know how to use it. So everything gets new.
Yeah.
They complain about their phone, but they have a flat screen TV. I go, that wasn't new. You know what I'm saying? Like when you were a kid, I go, and you learn how to use that. You learn how to use a microwave, and that wasn't new,
Yeah.
right? Microwaves wasn't a thing, you know, when you were little, when you were like a kid and your parents were around.
Yeah.
And so I think it's perspective. I go, you know, you have to understand that when the smartphone came, I remember when the iPhone came out and Steve Jobs, no one knew how to use it except for that team that
Yeah.
built it.
That's true.
And then you got the device, and what you do, you just mess with it and you learn it. And
Yeah.
people have this concept like, oh, these kids these days, they're experts at it because they're born with it. I'm like, they're not really born with it. You hand it to them, and what do? They don't even know how to read, but they just kind of mess with it, and they figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not experts. They just figure it out by messing with it. And it's kind of intuitive. If you touch that opens. If you go like this, it goes away. I mean, it kind of gets, to me, kind of get intuitive. Really, Linus? Every time. Sit down. Linus.
Oh, he's so cute, though.
Come here. At least come over here to
Come
your
here.
mom.
Come here. Come here, my good boy. You're my good boy.
He has
He's
to get
not
down.
having it.
No, just bring him down. Every time.
You want to get down? Yeah. He's so funny.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
he's fine.
why you do that?
No,
I'm just saying, you know.
I think he's fine.
No, he's not. You see how he hasn't
okay.
gone all the way down. He just
You can keep talking.
okay. Anyways, I just think you could change your perspective a little bit, and how you oh gosh, spoiled.
Balance. You were talking about
And he
balance.
was moving my cameras.
Oh, sorry.
That's all good. Yeah, it's just I think perspective. You know, they say, "Oh, these kids, blah blah blah, technology, they're so good at it," and it's crazy.
I mean, it can be amazing. Honestly, it can be an amazing thing. You know, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all those like platforms. It can be an amazing thing because they all can also give like. There's times that I see awesome stories. You know, like just today I saw a story of the oldest monkey, or she was saying bye. She knew she was dying, and an old friend came to visit her, and he was trying to feed her, and like she didn't recognize who he was in the beginning, and then finally once she realized who he was an old friend since 1972. She became like alive, like her whole face was glowing, and it was a beautiful thing. Like, you know, she started hugging him, and she had a big smile, and it was just a beautiful moment. And she was already in her last, you know,
It's an animal.
yeah, it's an
Wow.
animal. So it just like I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Like I just saw this story and I saw it on my phone, and
Yeah.
it's social media, you know, it's
Yeah.
so there is a lot of cool stuff like that you get to witness or you get to see. And that I'm like, see, this is what it's for. You like when I see stuff like that, like stories like that, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. This is what, you know, social, like if you can make somebody smile, if you can make somebody laugh, I think that's one of the reasons why we've been watching TikTok so much. Up until last night, I was watching a lot of videos of girls who've caught their boyfriends cheating. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so sad. Like what happened to all the funny ones? And, you know, it was like one after another after another.
Right.
I'm like, is this like a trend happening, or what am I missing out on something? Like, you know, like I didn't understand. And some people are like, oh, it's just clickbait, like, or it's just like, is it even true? Like a lot of people say this is not true, and you know, but
Right.
I'm like, oh geez, like
Well, there's more of an opportunity there's an opportunity for real stuff to happen, but realistically, how real are you to put real stuff
right,
in it? And then there's also an opportunity to be deceiving and be deceitful and play with people's emotions, you know?
right,
Like that, like you're thinking, oh God, oh my God. So now you're in the gossip with that person trying to catch a cheater or whatever, you know?
yeah,
So it definitely opens up like a well of things. And how you filter that in your life depends on you. I mean,
yeah,
you know, you can watch the most disgusting things. And then also, you know, also all this like social injustice and stuff, I think social media has brought to light stuff that people didn't want to realize, deny.
mm-hmm.
You know, you and I grew up in the ghetto, and we saw the disadvantage that there was, you know, being Latinos or even in the black communities, the disadvantage that there is in life. It was kind of apparent. So like when people talk about like, you know, how cops are treating, you know, certain minorities, blah, blah, that was not new to us.
Right.
It's just new to other people who didn't grow up in those neighborhoods. But that wasn't new. That's kind of been happening forever.
right.
And
Yeah,
like-
but now you have a phone. Now you can record it. Now you can show it to everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's not to say that everyone's like that and everyone's story's always been
Right.
like that, but
No.
but it's not new. I mean, we did see that.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that in my neighborhood. I know you saw that in your neighborhood. So, I mean, that's kind of the stuff that's kind of been. It kind of brings an ugly face. It shows his ugly face of what we been as a nation, and then and then so it also gives an opportunity. Okay, now there is this ugly side of us. Do we fix it? Do we tend to it? Do we do something about it? And I feel like there's people who have rised up to the occasion to do something about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a cool thing. Kids who are being bullied, that people come to their defense. That's a beautiful thing to see. The community to rise up and come to his defense. I've also seen the opposite of that. But, I mean, can we as humans rise up to the occasion? And I have seen it. There's still a lot of work to do. It's not perfect, but damn, I think we can do something cool about it,
Yeah.
And rise up as humans. If we say we stand for what we live for, and we say that we love people, and we say that we love one another, I would like to see more of that being stood up for,
Yeah.
rising up to the occasion. And
Yeah, transmit that
yeah,
love.
I mean, how many stories of someone, being in a tragic accident or being in, and the community comes up and rises up, and
That's so true.
because of social media,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's up to us. The power is up to us.
Yeah.
We're in a political change right now, and I don't like to talk about politics, and I'm not. But I do want to say that as much as you're relying on your political person, leader, to bring change, the real change is going to come within you. Listen to what I'm telling you. I don't care what political side you stand on, left, right, middle, far left, far right, far middle, far whatever. I don't give a crap. The change that happens in your community is going to happen in your community. I'm not going to wait for my politician that runs my city to pick up my trash. If I see trash on the floor and I'm walking there, I'm going to pick it up. Pick up the damn trash. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like sometimes we wait for someone to do something. And it's like, you can do something. There's a lot of people out there trying to really do something, bringing a change to the community by actually doing something. You work at a cool community sometimes called Golden State Community, right? And I love the work that they're doing. They're not out there shining their light super bright. A lot of people don't know who they are. But you know what? They have a heart for these kids. And they're doing stuff. There's someone out there is doing something. Guess what? You're just going to have to do it. You might be listening to my voice right now and going, I kind of been having this stir in my heart to do something about such and such, or this, about this this cause, or maybe the cause no one's even started it, but you had it in your mind. You know what? Start it. Don't wait for a political change to happen, for someone to come with money to do it. I say you start it. I don't know what that looks like for you, but why don't you do it? Why don't you start it? If you feel like it's reaching out to your community for the youth or anything, the homeless, anything.
Yeah. And use social media.
Yeah, so you
Take
have
advantage of it.
a free tool to do it, but it's really gonna. It takes people to help people. Nothing in government, nothing in like politics. I'm not gonna. There's nothing for them to wait on. It takes people to change people.
Yeah. Don't wait for anybody to tell you who or what you stand for. You make the difference on your own.
Yeah.
Because it's like I've shared this with you, and I'm like, it's not fair that you would be called this because you believe in this. It's like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No, and that's besides the point. Yeah. I get it, but I I just want to like instill in people the responsibility that the change in your community and the change in your city lies on you.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Well, because people just want others to do it, and they want their officials to do it. I'm like,
Well,
just do it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Don't wait for that to change,
Yeah.
or for the law to change, or for the, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you go ahead and do it. You be the first one to start something up. Especially if you feel really strong about it.
Correct.
I mean, there's people that they complain and then they just keep talking about it, but they don't do nothing. And okay, well, you can keep complaining. Nothing's going to change. But, it's people like ordinary people, like, you and I, we can make a change. Like, if you really want to change, if you want to see a difference.
I really think I really think that's where the true change comes from.
Yeah.
People helping other people.
Yeah, community, and then your town.
Yeah.
And then eventually the next town, and then like that. It just, it becomes bigger and bigger. But it starts within your own house and then your community.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear the stories of this year. Of the people who take the steps to do something, some change.
Yeah.
Some kind of group, some kind of awareness, some kind of help, some kind of charity, some kind of housing, some kind of fostering, some kind of anything that brings change, that are fed up seeing something. They have the itch and the unwilling to wait on others to do a change, and they're like taking steps on their own.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear about it. We would love to have you here one day, and you say, hey, whatever, if it's just something small that we encouraged you, because that's what we want to do. We always want to encourage you to do that, and use these platforms that you have. We're using a platform called podcast on different platforms and YouTube, and social media to promote this, but it's really just to connect.
Yeah.
It's really to connect with you and to tell you that we want to encourage you,
Yes.
So can social media be used for good? I think so. And I hope you use it for good. I hope we continue to use it for good. Mm-hmm. And we want to laugh. We want to have fun. We want to be encouraging. We want to be encouraged. We want to cry with those who cry, because it isn't all about fun and games. Sometimes life happens.
Yeah.
We want to cry with you. We want to grieve with you. We want to go through it with you. We want to let you know that we're here.
Yeah. And that, not everybody might see things the way I do, or who knows, maybe you're going through the same thoughts, that, we're going to be fine. We're going to go through this together, and we're going to be just fine.
Yeah. That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing to be different.
Yeah.
Be you, be yourself.
True.
I say we wrap it up.
Yeah.
Number 10.
Yes.
Hopefully more to come. No, there will be more to come. It's a slow, steady race.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for being encouraging, and your words, your comments, they all mean a lot. We have social media now. We're on Instagram. Mm-hmm. We're on Facebook. Mm-hmm. We're on Twitter. And that's right. He was dreaming. Those ladies?
Yeah.
Anyways, so, make sure you follow us. Make sure we're on YouTube.
Yes.
He's definitely dreaming. All right. And thank you guys. Encourage you guys to subscribe and stay tuned for more to come. We're excited for the guests for the future that we're going to have, and also just more topics.
Yes.
If you have a topic idea that you want us to talk about,
let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Share it with us, and we're totally down for it. All right. Have a good one, guys.
Peace.
Peace out.